How did you first get to this project, and what drew you to take this role?
Well, John Shanley called me. I don't remember where I was. I was somewhere. And then I called him back, we left messages, and eventually he told me what he wanted me to play Father Flynn in the movie. That was a surprise. I was really flattered, and see if I could fit it in, and I could, and so I wanted to do it. I heard Meryl was going to do it. I called her. And I said, Meryl, you going to do this? She's like, yeah. So anyway, one thing led to another, and we ended up doing it. And it's just a great play. It's about so many things. And it's a great piece for actors. And
I agree. And speaking of the play, so you had clearly seen it and been familiar with the material. What did you think of the transferring of the play into film?
I thought, it's always, you're always skeptical of that kind of thing because it's not always done that well. The play loses its power. But I think Shanley did an amazing job. I think his screen adaptation, and then what ultimately him and the producers and the editor and the cinematographer and everybody did, was just as important is seeing it live. So you can see it live, you can see the film, and I think you're going to get an impact that's as equivalent, and that's a rare thing.
Speaking of Shanley, what did you think of working with him and knowing that the material was so personal to him as well?
Well, I knew that he had been with the project for a while by that point with the play, so I was wondering how he was going to approach something he'd been with for so long, but he was only with fresh eyes, and we really approached it as if it was for the first time, and he made us feel that way, and the best of him showed up every day. That's all I have to say, and that's all you want from your directors is somebody who shows up with deference and compassion and helpful. That's what he did.
You had some pretty impressive co-stars in the film as well.
Who?
A woman named Meryl Streep and someone named Amy Adams.
Yes.
For winners or nominees. And I know you didn't have any scenes with Viola.
Yeah, but I know Viola. She's amazing. Yeah, no, I was, we're all blessed to have each other. I was very blessed to be in that company. Yeah, I've worked. I knew Viola. I met Viola in my mid-20s, and I have known Meryl for like 9 years. And I've done 2 films with Amy now, and so it was like working with friends in a way, which is always helpful. Sometimes not helpful, but this time was. I could have a great rapport with all of them, and I just love working with Meryl. I really have a great time working with her, and I hope we work together many times in the future, or not. It doesn't matter, because I just adore her. Period. Anyway, so at least maybe we'll get to hang out and have coffee and stuff, which would be just as good. And that's how I feel about her. And Amy is, how can you not like Amy?
Great. Just a couple last questions. Can you talk a little bit about how you prepared for the role, and what you sort of went into in the time and the place and all of that?
Well, I tried to think about it as if I hadn't seen it, because I had seen the play a couple times. And so I started thinking about him as like a drifter. He's a bit of a drifter. He's been in a few parishes, where they were. I don't know, northeast somewhere. So I didn't think about him as someone from the city, which was kind of important to me. I definitely thought about him as somebody who was definitely of the future, definitely somebody who wanted to revitalize, or not even revitalize, to vitalize the church. Wanted to turn the church into a place where people wanted to hang out, actually wanted to be. Like he wanted to make it the hot spot. I remember thinking like that's him, and like thinking about it from that standpoint. And I think that part of him was genuine. That people would go to the church with all their thoughts and feelings, not just the ones they weren't ashamed of, but the ones they were also ashamed of, and that it would be embraced with warmth and compassion. And I think that was a big deal to him.
Great. And then lastly, people walk away with the film with completely different views and thoughts.
Yeah.
What do you think people should walk away with the film?
I think that is. I don't think they should walk away with anything that I think. I think they should walk away with hopefully a head full of a lot of conflicting emotions and thoughts and ideas that they can chat about with the friends they just saw it with, their family members. Because there's a lot there to get up in arms about or to be upset about, depending on what you're thinking or feeling as you leave the theater. And the film does a great job, and the actors do a great job, and Meryl ends that movie and that last scene in such a way where you really are caught going, well, what am I supposed to think now? In such a beautiful, moving, passionate way, so it's good.